For problem 3, we're told that Kendrell and Miss Neville from last year, your 7th grade science teacher, have a bike race at the end of the Harlem Lacrosse summer program. They give us information about Miss Neville's race as a table. They give us information about Kendrell's race as an equation. And then part A asks us to find the slope for both Miss Neville and Kendrell's race. So over here we see some of this noted on the whiteboard. We see a table for Miss Neville that we copied the data for already. And also Kendrell's equation is going to be over here. A little bit about slope. Remember, slope is our unit rate. So as we're going to try to find our slope, that's really going to be our unit rate. We'll put the whiteboard in full screen. And the first one we'll talk about is Miss Neville here. So if we're going to find the slope or the unit rate with y in the numerator and x in the denominator, we see that Miss Neville's race is proportional. They told us in the problem, and we also see it starts at 0 and 0. And all of these numbers, whether we do 60 meters divided by 4 seconds, or whether we do 300 divided by 20 or 120 divided by 8, we're going to get the same slope for any one single data point when we do that ratio because it's proportional. 60 divided by 4 simplifies to 15 meters every 1 second. And if we can prove this table is proportional again, we just see it doubles. 4 goes up to 8, 60 goes up to 120. So if we had done 120 divided by 8, we would have got the same constant speed of 15 meters every 1 second. So that's the slope for Miss Neville. When we take a look at Kendrell, we see Kendrell is represented as an equation. His equation is in that y equals kx form, where k is really our slope or our constant ratio. So Miss Neville's equation would have been y equals 15x. If we had thought about hers table as an equation, it could be y equals 15x. And that's for Miss Neville. Kendrell's over here, 25 over 2x, is because his slope is that 25 over 2 unit rate that's getting multiplied with every single second or every single x. If we simplify that unit rate, that's really telling us Kendrell runs or rides his bike at 25 meters every 2 seconds. And if we simplify that unit rate, 25 meters every 2 seconds, then we would get to 12.5 meters for every 1 second. So there's our unit rate for Kendrell, or his slope, 12.5 meters per 1 second, 15 meters per 1 second for Miss Neville. So if we're talking about part A here, that's really the information that we were looking for in part A, is what we saw on the whiteboard. It tells us Miss Neville will win the race because she's riding a little faster. And then if you're getting specific, you could explain that 15 meters per second is faster than 12.5 meters per second. For part B, because it's a challenge question, we're actually going to leave you on your own to go ahead and figure out part B. If you're a little stuck, would encourage you to keep moving into problems 4 and 5, and then towards the end of class, you can get some help from one of the teachers for the challenge question for part B. Keep up the good work. Keep moving.